Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. Here's a complete breakdown of first response time, FRT, in a contact center, covering its definition, formula, example scenario, and key components for operational clarity. Let's talk about one of the most critical metrics in customer experience, first response time, often called FRT. By definition, first response time measures the average amount of time it takes for an agent to provide the very first response to a customer inquiry after it reaches the contact center. Now, how do we calculate it in practice? For voice calls, it's the duration from the moment the call enters the queue until an agent actually answers. For emails, chats, or tickets, it's measured from the time a customer submits their query until the first agent reply is sent back. Why is this so important? Because FRT is more than just a number, it is the customer's very first impression of our responsiveness. Faster responses reassure customers that their concerns are being addressed, while delays create frustration, uncertainty, and in many cases, abandonment. From a business perspective, FRT is directly linked to key performance outcomes. Customer satisfaction (CSAT), quick acknowledgement builds confidence and reduces anxiety. Net Promoter Score, NPS customers who feel heard early are far more likely to become promoters rather than detractors. Service level agreements, SL, as meeting contractual obligations, often depends on maintaining strict response benchmarks. So, when we improve FRT, we are not just answering faster, we are actively protecting customer trust, improving loyalty, and driving compliance. Remember, first response time defines the tone of the customer journey. A fast, empathetic first response often determines whether the experience ends positively or escalates into dissatisfaction. Now that we understand what first response time is, let's move to the formula that helps us calculate it. The formula is simple but very powerful. First response time, or FRT, equals the total time to first response for all interactions divided by the number of interactions. Let's break that down step by step. Time to first response is calculated for each interaction. It's the difference between two timestamps. The timestamp of the customer's initial query, when the call, chat, email, or ticket first arrives. The timestamp of the first agent reply, when the agent provides the very first acknowledgement or resolution. Once we calculate this response time for all customer interactions, we add them together. That gives us the total time to first response. Finally, we divide that total by the number of interactions handled. The result is the average FRT. Why does this formula matter? Because it transforms customer perception into measurable data. Leaders can benchmark performance across channels, identify bottlenecks in queues, and ensure compliance with SLAs. The key takeaway, FRT is not about one fast response here or there, it's about maintaining a consistent average across all interactions. This consistency is what builds customer confidence and defines operational excellence. Let's now walk through an example scenario to see how first response time is calculated in action. Imagine we are reviewing a day's worth of customer interactions. Here's the data we have. Query 1 took 5 minutes for the agent to send the first reply. Query 2 took 3 minutes. Query 3 took 2 minutes. Now, let's apply the formula step by step. First, we calculate the total time to first response. 5 minutes plus 3 minutes plus 2 minutes equals 10 minutes in total. Next, we count the number of queries. In this case, there are 3 interactions. Finally, We divide the total response time by the number of queries. 10 minutes divided by 3 equals 3.33 minutes. So, our first response time for the day is 3.3 minutes. What does this mean? It means that, on average, customers only waited about 3 1/3 minutes to receive an initial response from an agent. The interpretation here is critical. A consistent FRT of 3.3 minutes tells us that our team is performing efficiently, setting the right first impression, and ensuring customers feel acknowledged without long waits. Remember, while averages are useful, it's equally important to look at the spread of data. For example, if one customer waited much longer, say 15 minutes, it could negatively affect CSAT even if the average looks healthy. That's why leaders must use FRT not just to track the number, but to spot outliers and fix root causes. Now that we know what first response time is and how to calculate it, let's explore the key components that influence FRT. First, channel type. The definition of first response depends on the channel. In voice calls, the first response is when the agent picks up and speaks to the customer. In email or chat, the first response is the agent's very first reply message. On social media, things can be a bit more complex. The first response may include an automated bot acknowledgement, but what really matters for customer experience is the combined time until a live agent provides a meaningful reply. Second, staffing and workforce management. This is where operations play a crucial role. The number of available agents versus the volume of incoming queries has a direct impact on FRT. If staffing levels are too low compared to demand, first response times will spike, leading to customer frustration. Conversely, when workforce management systems predict peaks accurately and allocate the right coverage, FRT stays healthy. These components remind us that first response time isn't just a metric, it's the outcome of multiple moving parts: the channel, the technology in use, and the way we manage our people. Improving FRT requires alignment between all three. Let's continue exploring the key components that directly impact first response time. Third, routing and prioritization. Not every customer query is the same, and that's why routing plays such an important role. With skill-based routing, interactions are directed to the agent most qualified to resolve the issue, reducing delays from unnecessary transfers. VIP or high-value customer queues ensure that critical or revenue-sensitive interactions receive priority attention. Priority rules can also be applied based on case type. For example, fraud alerts or service outages are always routed to the front of the line. In short, effective routing ensures the right query gets to the right person at the right time, which significantly improves FRT. Fourth, technology and automation. This is where modern contact centers can truly shine. Autoresponders instantly acknowledge receipt of an email, chat, or social media query, letting customers know they've been heard. AI-powered chatbots can resolve routine questions instantly or gather key details before handing the case to a live agent, reducing FRT and improving efficiency. Intelligent routing systems analyze agent availability, skills, and workload in real time to assign cases faster than traditional methods. The result? Faster first responses, smoother operations, and customers who feel valued from the very first touchpoint. Together, routing, prioritization, technology, and automation act as multipliers that make or break first response time. If aligned well, they transform customer experience. If neglected, they create bottlenecks and dissatisfaction. Let's now look at the final two components that shape first response time. Fifth, service level agreements, or SLAs. In many contact centers, FRT targets are not just best practices, their contractual obligations. For example, a BPO might have an SLA stating that 80% of chat interactions must be answered within 30 seconds. These commitments ensure that customers experience consistently quick responses. But they also create real operational pressure. Failing to meet SLA targets can lead to penalties, strained client relationships, and reputational risk. Sixth, query complexity. Not all queries are created equal. Simple queries, like password resets or balance checks, can often be handled almost instantly, either by an agent or even a chatbot. Complex issues, on the other hand, may require rerouting to specialists, additional authentication, or even multi-step escalations. Each of these adds time to the first response. The key here is balance. While SLAs push us towards speed, query complexity reminds us that not every case can or should be rushed. The real goal is to set realistic expectations, deliver timely first responses where possible, and keep customers informed when extra time is needed. Together, SLAs and query complexity add the discipline and the real-world nuance to how FRT is managed. They ensure that we measure not only speed but also fairness and quality in how customers experience our service. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.